Hey everyone, welcome to the Whispers of Turkish Stars channel. Settle in, because every twist and heart-stopping detail is coming up. Before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed and share this video so you don't miss a single beat. Thank you for being here with us. Now, let's talk about the storm that surrounded Hazal Subaşı and Erkan Meriç. For days, the internet buzzed with one claim, that Hazal Subaşı and Erkan Meriç had quietly ended things. Their absence from premieres, the lack of joint posts, the way their timelines tilted toward work rather than each other, the silence was read as an answer. Friends of friends whispered that relentless schedules had thinned the thread between them. Tabloids turned that whisper into a drumbeat, and the story gained a life of its own. Except, as it often goes with this couple, the truth had a different pulse. Their vanishing act from red carpets wasn't a retreat from each other. It was a retreat with each other. While speculations were stacking up, a single candid photo surfaced from a private gathering, the kind of intimate get-together where phones stay in pockets and laughter echoes off low-lit walls. There they were, Hazal Subaşı and Erkan Meriç, sitting close, the kind of close that needs no explanation. Hazal Subaşı's smile was unforced, the kind that begins in the eyes. Erkan Meriç leaned in without performing for anyone, attentive in a way that said more than any caption. In an instant, the narrative started to crumble. Within minutes, that snapshot made the rounds across fan pages and gossip accounts. Comment sections flipped from condolence to celebration. "Where's the breakup?" followers asked, tagging outlets that had pushed split headlines just days ago. Those very outlets quietly adjusted their tone, moving from certainty to caution. Sources close to the pair revealed that the rumors sprang from a misunderstanding, that there had been no dramatic fight, no teary endings, just two people choosing to stay grounded and focused as they navigated demanding calendars and new responsibilities. It wasn't just a choice, it was strategy. Word is that both are shaping fresh chapters. Hazal Subaşı preparing for a new role that requires discipline and mental space, and Erkan Meriç deep in conversations about projects that could redefine his trajectory. With so much in motion, they stepped away from the social party circuit, deciding that their bond didn't need to be constantly measured by public appearances. If you've been watching closely, the clues were always there. Hazal Subaşı's feed shifted toward work. Script speaking from the corner of a frame, a late-night makeup chair, a stray line about discipline and patience. Her private life sank into the background, which naturally fed the rumor machine. Meanwhile, Erkan Meriç made a similar move. His posts skewed toward training, prep, and craft. The empty spaces between them spoke loudly to outsiders, but inside their world, the quiet had a purpose. Then came that photo, a quiet correction to a loud mistake. It didn't scream. It didn't need to. It suggested something simple: this relationship is not a spectacle to be consumed, it is something they protect. And suddenly the whispers shifted. Was the upload deliberate? Was it an accidental glimpse from a trusted friend? People debated motive as though motive mattered more than the moment. Gossip circles labeled it a silent but unmistakable message, the kind of softly delivered truth that roars louder than any statement. While the rumor mill reached its boiling point, the image cooled everything down. It reminded everyone that Hazal Subaşı and Erkan Meriç are writing their story at their own pace. Insiders say there's no crisis, no dramatic cliffhanger. What they have right now is calm, a measured, balanced chapter where work and love coexist without jostling each other off the stage. Fans, who had been sending melancholy notes and compiling farewell edits, breathed again. Relief flooded timelines like sunrise after a long night. "You scared us," read one comment. "Your silence made it feel real," said another. "Mashallah, you're perfect together," many added, one after another, until their names edged back into the trending lists. The mood changed. It wasn't just hope anymore, it was certainty that what ties them is sturdier than gossip. People who know their rhythms noticed another shift. Lately, Hazal Subaşı carries herself with poised restraint, speaking when she wants to speak, letting her work do most of the talking. Alongside her, Erkan Meriç has that protective presence that fans love: quiet, consistent, attentive. To many, it looked like a relationship that has shed the fragile skin of early romance and settled into something more rooted. And then there's the chatter that just won't die: wedding bells. For months, headlines have swung from "they'll marry soon" to "they've split for good," as though the only options were forever or never. What's being said now is that both are weary of that noise. They want to pause the marriage guessing game, keep their bridge between personal and professional intact, and avoid turning their every move into an answer. Distance from the spotlight creates space for love, but it also creates room for imagination, and imagination quickly becomes rumor. That's how the breakup storyline bloomed, from absence, from restraint, from choice. At this moment, neither Hazal Subaşı nor Erkan Meriç is interested in press statements or interviews just to say what one photograph already confirmed. They seem to prefer actions over announcements. A single frame caught at the right time dismantled weeks of speculation. And let's be honest, the industry can't look away when a couple chooses privacy in a world obsessed with proof. So where do they go from here? Those expecting a sudden flood of selfies and joint red carpet turns may be waiting a while. People close to the scene say the plan is to keep doing exactly this, live the relationship in a controlled, discreet way. That is not retreat, it's consolidation. It's choosing permanence over performance. Those same whispers say that Hazal Subaşı and Erkan Meriç have been carving out moments that the public will never see. Late dinners after grueling days, early morning walks when the city hasn't fully woken up, afternoons spent reading lines side by side, talking about character and craft instead of trends and hashtags. They've favored quiet corners over noisy rooms, small gatherings over grand events, and real laughter over staged smiles. None of it is random. Some observers believe this is a long-view plan. Don't stack major personal milestones on top of career leaps. Give space for both to flourish in turn. Their calendars matter as much as their hearts. The suggestion is that Hazal Subaşı stands on the edge of an ambitious creative move, while Erkan Meriç is weighing roles that could change how audiences see him. With that kind of momentum, silence becomes a tool, not a void. Meanwhile, that one photo seems to have unlocked a new game of perception on social media. Followers now read everything like a clue. A lyric shared by Hazal Subaşı about patience. A wide shot of a city view that later appears in Erkan Meriç's story from a slightly different angle, a pair of mugs, matching but not identical, a laugh captured in motion rather than posed. These are the soft signals that build a quiet language. And yes, every now and then, you'll see him leave a comment that doesn't try to set the room on fire, just a steady note of support. You'll see her share a candid moment without the usual gloss, a reminder that the joy is real when no one is watching. Gossip veterans have a name for this: silent communication with maximum impact. It doesn't only dismantle the breakup story, it flips the power dynamic. Instead of chasing rumors, they're dictating the tempo, showing that they will carry this on their own terms. It's the opposite of hiding. It's choosing what to reveal and when. People close to them also say there's a new plan that belongs only to the two of them, ring-fence time that stays sacred no matter how chaotic the week gets. Protective routines. Tech-free nights. A rule about not letting work calls break into the hours they've promised each other. Occasional getaways off the grid, the kind without staged photos or coordinated outfits, where the only timeline is sunrise to sunset. These aren't gestures for show, they're how you keep something delicate from being pulled apart by noise. And it all meshes with how they're navigating their careers. The industry has its demands, but it doesn't get to dictate the cost. By keeping their private life intact, they protect the energy that feeds their craft. Balance isn't a slogan for them, it's a living plan. So, no, this isn't the tale of a dramatic parting or reconciliations engineered for likes. It's the story of two actors choosing quiet power. It's about Hazal Subaşı and Erkan Meriç deciding that love doesn't need a press tour to be real. And if one picture felt like a carefully aimed arrow, it hit. Cleanly, decisively, reshaping the conversation in a heartbeat. Of course, the watchfulness continues. Every appearance, every absence, every interview will be examined for subtext. But the clearest sign of where they stand is still the simplest: how relaxed they looked together when they thought they were hidden, the unguarded warmth in their eyes when no one was supposed to be keeping score. That's the kind of proof that resists spin. Expect them to remain measured in public. Expect the occasional graceful nod to the people who love them, the ones who stayed patient while the internet did its wild guessing. Expect work announcements to land with precision, not as distractions but as milestones in their own right. Expect their connection to keep resisting the easiest version of fame. Whatever comes next, new roles, new challenges, new seasons, one thing is clear, they aren't merging personal headlines with professional launches. They're letting each thread have its time. They're choosing pace, not pressure. And that choice, simple as it sounds, is the most radical part of this entire moment. We've come to the end of today's story. If you enjoyed being here with us, don't forget to subscribe to Whispers of Turkish Stars and share this video so others can catch up on all the latest. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your hearts calm. Because with Hazal, Subaşı and Erkan, a whisper can become a revelation in the blink of an eye.